Hello, time for our last class of the day. This is our technique card or our layout card. So I love it when you have using scraps of designer paper and you make different patterns with them. And sometimes it's hard for me to get things centered because I think I have things centered, but when you have, like here, you're putting 6 different pieces down, so hard to get it centered. So I just came up with this little trick, and I've done this before, I know, is to find a piece to lay them on. When we did our quilt card a few months ago, we did that as well. We had a piece that was exactly the right size to lay them on so that it was easy, it fit exactly right, and then so much easier to center one large piece than to try to center 6 individual little pieces. So just a little tip for you guys if you are measuring challenged, or what is it, visually challenged, to get things even, straight, like I am. So we're going to use kind of masculine colors today. So we've got crumb cake and pecan pie. So this card uses a bunch of different things. So we've got the Woven Textures Designer Series paper, and because we've got 6 different pieces, we actually get to see 6 of the 12 patterns, which is kind of fun. We're also going to be heat embossing to get that coppery sentiment, and doing a little distressing too. So lots of, even though I'm calling this my layout card, it also has some fun techniques on it. So I'm using the Patterns of Friendship bundle that has a whole bunch of nice sentiments. Oh, here they are. So nice sentiments and nice bold ones, which are great for embossing. So that's why I thought that would be nice embossed. And then the die that comes with those in the bundle is this really cool pattern die. It's very large, so you need a heavy-duty, good machine to run that through, and that's what makes all those little tiny pokey pieces there. So very fun way to add texture to your card. I almost hate to cover it up, but that's why I made it so big, so we could see it all along the edges. So I'm going to do one thing first that I did not do on my sample, and that is to add a little bit of ink around, and this is pecan pie ink, just around the edges here, just to add a little bit more texture. I thought afterwards, wow, we're adding so much texture with these woven patterns, and then we're going to distress the edges in a little bit. We're also using dimensionals on the sentiment, so I thought, why not just go over the top and add even more texture with some sponging. So that's always fun to do on masculine cards, is to grab your sponge dauber, a little ink, and to add a sponging around the edges. And I try to add a little extra in the corners too. Okay, and definitely the liquid glue is good for whenever you have an embossed piece like this, except that I just remembered you don't want to put too much glue in this one because it'll poke through the little holes. Fortunately, I'm okay on this one. I think I remember when I did my sample, I had a little glue poking through the holes, so it might have been a better idea to use a tape runner. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and let that dry and then work on my squares before I do my distressing, so that I know that's down nicely. So find all my squares and arrange them in a nice pattern, however you like. And the nice thing is you don't have to worry about getting everything in the right spot, because it's all going to fit there perfectly. And some of them I'm going to have to turn over because I've got the opposite side here. I'm just going to do it the same way I did my sample, so I don't have to stop and think about it. Okay, it looks like that's where I'm at. And we'll just add a little bit of glue there. I don't want too much on because I don't want them moving around after I put them on, because they are measured to be in the right spot. And if you do overhang it a little bit, or that your white piece is sticking out, you can always just trim it up afterwards. It'll be fine, right? Okay, we got 3 there. And also, I mean, you could have some cutting errors too. So these are 1.5 inch squares, and I forgot to put my measurements up there. The scrap panel is 4.5 by 3. So, I mean, I just added 1.5 twice and then 3 times for that. So anyways, we're doing well here. Almost done. Stick that on. And that's the last one. And I wonder, you could also, I guess if you wanted to, do a little distressing around the, oh, there goes my sponge dauber. Do a little distressing around the edges here. I'm actually, we'll just do it a little bit there. Just a little bit. Not going to take a lot of time on that because I need to move along here. All right, and I thought this looked pretty nice when I popped it up with dimensionals. So we're going to add a few dimensionals here in the corners. And then on the long sides here, just to make sure it stays nice and lofty when we're putting it down. Yeah, that looks really nice. Love that. Okay, so next thing is the embossing and our sentiment. So get all our embossing supplies here. Oh, here we go. We've got heat tool, Wow metallics. This one's copper. My sentiment, my Versamark ink, and my little tray here. I forget what this is called. Embossing essentials or something. It comes with a brush and a tray and an embossing buddy and all that good stuff. So I've got my crumb cake sentiment piece. Oh, this is from the Nested Essentials dies. And when they say essentials, they mean essentials, because I'm using those all the time. And this happy birthday fits perfectly. And when I use the Versamark, I like to tap like a bunch of times, because you really want to get that ink on there nicely. And then stamp it down, and then just hold it straight for a little bit so that ink can go on. And you can even see that I got it on there nicely, because it is a watermark ink. So you can stamp, if you want a light sentiment, you can stamp just in Versamark. And there's my copper embossing parts. Wow, I did that just like in chemistry. Did you take chemistry where you had to unscrew your chemical bottles with your hand like that? And you have old habits die hard, is that the saying? And I probably should have used my embossing buddy, because I got a little bit of, oh, that's pretty good. All right, so heat tool, let's get it warmed up here. I like to warm, my heat tool is really, really old, but it's still is working. Just is a little hard to turn off on the button, and it takes a little bit to heat up. And you know what I forgot to get out was my little, the little tongs that come with these, with the embossing tools. Hopefully I'm far enough away from my finger that I won't be uncomfortable here. Those nice little tweezers have a silicone tip to them so they don't get hot, which is nice. Okay, as soon as it starts melting, we're good to go. Okay, then just more dimensionals, because you can never have enough dimensionals. Here we go. Get those on there. 1, 2, 3. Should be good. And then my embellishments, and I'm just using 2 of the, I think these are neutral matte dots. So they go with the with this woven textures suite. Okay, one more thing that I do this last because I just want to distress a little bit of the edges of this. You can see it looks nice like that, but I just love the distressed edges. So just taking my edge of my finger and just kind of picking the edge there and just curling up. We'll curl up one corner and just kind of rip a little bit and just ruffle the edges all the way around like that. Just in a few spots. Just kind of rough that up a little bit. Especially it looks nice on a masculine card to have a little bit of a rough edge there. And you can do that before you glue it down. I just like to do it afterwards because then I don't get carried away and everything still sticks nicely. So, yay, that turned out good, didn't it? Okay, so a nice happy birthday card. I have, let's see, I already mailed my brother's birthday, but I have another one, another brother, 2 brothers. That would be good for a brother. So I hope you enjoyed class this month, and I know I did. And if you can come out to my home tomorrow, you can sit around the table and make the 3 cards, and I'd love to have you. Happy crafting.